So, hi, and welcome back to the Imperfectly Charming podcast. I have a special guest today, Rossana Storani, and she's here from all the way from New York. I'm in the Midwest, she's in New York, and I am going to read a little bit about Rosanna, and then I'm going to ask her to fill in some of the blanks if we have any. So, Rosanna is an entrepreneur, a transformational life coach, and passionate advocate for personal growth with a deep belief in the limitless potential within each individual. She guides clients through life's complexities with compassion and strategic insight. Rosanna specializes in helping people cultivate perseverance, shift their mindsets, and embrace opportunities for growth. Whether navigating career shifts, personal changes, or seeking deeper fulfillment, Rosanna empowers her clients to take intentional action and create a life aligned with their values and desires. So, welcome. Is there anything else that you want to add to that before we get started?
Well, first, sure, I want to thank you so much for the opportunity to be here. I'm very honored and know that you describe me very beautifully, and I appreciate that. No, that's what I'm here for. Hopefully, that whatever I will share, it will help somebody to see the light that I saw 3 years ago for myself.
So, do you want to get started and just tell us a little bit about your journey to where you are now?
Yes, I can do that. I am originally from Argentina and moved to the US over 30 years ago. I am an entrepreneur. My whole life, I have reached success in businesses, and I do own a business in New York City. It was a little bit like 2 years ago when I got this. I find myself that I was so unhappy, and the worst part is with the unhappiness, I feel guilty because how could you be unhappy when everything goes so well in your life? So that is when I dive into self-education and personal growth, and I become a life coach, and also I reinvent myself. I totally create the new me, is what I say. And it's been great so far. Have been able to help um, numerous clients, and it's just a different journey that my mission is to be able to share that with other people to have the same experience.
I don't know if you find the same situation, but I feel like women in my area, in my stage of life, my second half of life, we struggle with the same things. We struggle with that reinvention and trying to find who we really are. Do you find that true for your clients as well?
Yes, I find it with myself first. I mean, I never thought that we have the tools and the resources to be whoever we want to be, because really you can be whoever you want to be. I think that our identity is created. That when a baby is born, they have no identity, and their identity become what people tells them who they are. So when we talk to a baby and we tell them, uh, you're such a bad eater, or you've been bad, or whatever we tell a baby, that it creates an identity for themselves. So we grow up with an identity created by other people, by our parents, by our teachers, our friends. When your friends tell you who you are and you're really not sure, so you adopt that as part of your identity. So nobody ever taught me that you can change that you really don't have to be that person for the rest of your life. In my family, everybody has identities in their families. Like there is the one is the caretaker. There is one that is the black sheep. They call it the person that does the things that they're supposed to. So in most of the families, they have identity for all the members. So I used to be the one that always organized the family, and organize the events. And one day I decided not to jump into the role anymore. And it's so funny because when you leave that identity, somebody else is going to pick it up. So it was fascinating for me to realize that I can be whoever I want to be. So then the question was like, who do I want to be? And how do you know who you want to be? So that's when my journey started. And uh, how do you get there? That's the thing. So I mean, first you need to know we all have different areas in our lives. This is how I do it. When I started my personal growth, I realized that yes, I was successful in my business. I own a huge construction company in New York City. I'm very proud of that. I'm not saying that to fluff it up. It's just, I'm proud of that and anybody can do it. But in my relationships, I was a failure, because of my success in my business. That was touching my relationships with my family. My intimate relationships were zero. From 0 to 10, it was on zero. With my family was very poor just because I was so focused in my finances and my career that I kind of neglect all the other relationships. So when I start looking at all different areas of my life, I say, well, what change did I need to do in order to become the person that I want to become? So, and that's when you start taking action. So mainly is work, which I do it with my clients. The beginning is figuring out who you are today in all areas of your life, because you can be good in your finances, but your physical body is not good. You get up in the morning and you have zero energy, or you don't feel good throughout the day. You don't have enough energy to go through whatever you have to do. Your relationship with your kids, with your friends, with coworkers, even the relationships that you have in a daily, you go to the grocery store, how do you relate to other people? So I made an inventory in all my areas, and I'm like, they call it the wheel of life. If you don't have like a balance between all these areas, then it's like you're stumbling around when you're living your life. So um, that made me create a plan. Who do I want to be? I want to be the loving grandmother. I want to be like the mother that actually listens without giving advice. I want to have energy in my body. What did I have to do? I want to be the boss of my life. I want to dictate my emotions. I want to know what did I have to do to be able to create beautiful emotions all the time? How can I keep my state of mind in a beautiful state? So all those things that I have to learn to do that.
Was mindset how you started getting yourself on this new path? Was changing your mindset? I know you talk about that on your
Yes, it is changing the mindset. It is understanding that the past is the past, that you don't have to be stuck on the person you are today, that whenever it's enough, I mean, you will be in that place until one day it's enough. This is enough. I'm not going to do this, not even one more day, one more hour. This is it. I'm doing the change. Once you do the change, then the key is to make a forever change, because this is where we do. I mean, personally, I used to smoke. And that was a thing that I never liked it, never feel proud of it. And I really wanted to stop smoking. And I wasn't a heavy smoker. So my mind will tell me, you don't smoke a lot. So what's the big deal? Well, that I don't want to be a smoker. So I have to change my identity from, no, I'm not a smoker anymore. But it took work into doing that until one day I say, this is it. I will never touch one cigarette again. I'm not a smoker anymore. I attach pain to that, and that was the key for change.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how.
Congratulations on
What?
becoming a non-smoker.
Yes, yes. But I mean, the simple things like I used to say, I am not a morning person. And I was never a morning person. So we really have to pay attention to the things we tell ourselves because you're constantly telling your brain is constantly telling yourself based on the things you lived in the past, who you are. And it's up to you to accept that or change it for something else. So I get up like 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning every day now for the last 3 years. I don't use an alarm clock. So from not being a morning person, I become a morning person. So how do you do that? I mean, how you really do that? You convince yourself that that's what you want to do, and then you do the actions that will take you to become that person.
Do you get up that early in the morning because you have practices that you do, or you start working that early, or what made you want to get up that early? Was it
I Well, yeah, I create a ritual. I think is fundamental, it's crucial. If you want to do the change and if you want to design your identity and create the person you want to be, the first thing you have to do is to discipline yourself. Rituals require discipline. So I don't expect all of my clients to do the same rituals that I do because it is true. Some people do not like to get up early in the morning, but you really have to go within you to find out what is the right ritual for you. And I do walk my clients through those steps in order to find what's the right thing for you. For me, what I do every morning, I get up when I wake up and it's normally around that time 5:30 or 6 in the morning. And first I make myself aware that I'm breathing. With that come my three things to be grateful for. They could be simple things. I mean, I don't spend half hour thinking about what I'm grateful for. I'm like, oh, thank you, God. I'm breathing again. I get a new day. Oh, it's sunny out. Thank for the sun. Thank you for my children. I was very grateful for my grandkids. And then after that, I get my cup of coffee. I drink my coffee in bed. But right after those 10 minutes, I jump out of bed. I put the music really loud. My favorite song in the morning is The Best by Tina Turner. So, and I sing out loud and I clean my room, I get dressed, I wash myself, and I get ready to go to the gym. And in winter's gym, I live in New York. Weather sometimes doesn't allow us to go outside, but I do my hour of power. My hour of power is based on 1 hour of activity, physical activity. And at the same time, I will be listening to a book or a motivational speaker, so I'm educating my mind while I'm working out my body. So there is a saying about when your body is under stress, your mind tends to absorb so much more because it's within what is listening. So it's very funny. I take my mind as something that is very dumb, that I have to dominate and tell it what to think, how to feel, and everything, because, you know, uh, it's like a computer for me. It's like another organ. I'm the one that's in charge of telling what to do.
Yeah,
So
because
that's
our
what I do. And then by 8:30, most of the time, I mean, most of the day, I mean, most of the people wake up at around 8:30. I'm done with all my stuff. And that gives me energy. Um, it puts me on a state of mind of amazing. I have the energy to go through everything. My mind feels good because I learned something during my workout. And also I interact with a lot of people during there are people that follow me at the gym and do the same workout that I do. But I mean, for another person, it could be like sitting quiet and do some meditation, 10-minute meditation when you just woke up, having a glass of water. I mean, do the ritual, something that is easy, that is accomplishable, so you can do it every day and you don't set yourself for failure. Because if I set myself to run a marathon every day, I will fail in the first day because I don't like running. So, uh, yes, that's what I do.
So it's really, you decided on, you wanted to make a change and you were committed to that. And then the important piece of that is taking action, right? Is taking action
The
and
important thing is taking action. So my program, what I teach is, if you want to change your identity, if you want to do a change in your life, if you're tired of something that has been an obstacle for you, either is creating pain, is depriving you of happiness, and it's not only to you, I mean, to the people around you, because we have to, I mean, I'm all about love and connection. I love people around me. So the things that we do also affect the people around us. And I have 3 granddaughters. So to me, it's all about being the best role model for these kids, because I never have access to this growing up. I think it's wonderful that they have the opportunity to see that you can live an amazing life and you are not stuck with feeling and emotions, that you actually can change them in like a heartbeat. So my program is based on primarily self-knowledge. That's my first step. It's when you really sit with yourself and you become honest and you investigate all areas of your life. What do you want to change? Do you want to lose a few pounds? Do you want to change your style? I don't know. We all have something that we are not happy with. Focusing on that first. And then figure out why you want to change. You have to have a good reason. Because if you don't have a good reason, then the change is going to be very difficult. Most likely it's not going to happen. The why is your fuel. I was telling a client, because she told me today, no, I don't think I can do that. Well, if I tell you that if you don't do that, something better is going to happen to your child, you'll do it,
Mhm.
because now you have a good reason. So we really have to find that fuel that will help us and to do the change. And then I have this 7-step path, which is, I love the 7-step path. I apply for everything in my life. And pretty much is, you know what you want. Now you know why you want that. Now you have to face the truth now and be honest with yourself. What are the obstacles they have been keeping you in that place up to now? You know, again, as an easy example, you want to lose weight. Okay, you want to lose weight. How? Okay, I want to lose, I don't know, 10 pounds. Why do you want to lose 10 pounds? Because I want to be more energetic. I want to be able to play with my grandkids. I want to be able to, for whatever reason, you have to find your reason. Then, okay, face the truth. Be honest with yourself. Why you haven't lost those 10 pounds yet? Well, because I have cookies in my pantry and I can't help it. So this is just a simple example. So then you go to the next step then. Now that you find the truth, now you set a map, a massive action plan. Clean up your pantry. Throw everything away. You
Mhm.
know, like that's going to help you. So you take your action. You know what you want, you know what you want, and you know what is keeping you there. Now you're setting up actions and create your ritual, your disciplines. That's the next step. And then as a 6th step, you measure your progress. Measure your progress is like, I'll do it every week. I do it, you always have to do it within short time to see if the things that you're doing is working or not. It's like when you drive a car, like you cannot just keep driving. I always compare the 7-step path when you plan a trip. You don't get in a car to go to a place without knowing where are you going? Why are you going? And then, yeah, when you get to the sixth step, you have to measure to see, is it working, is it not working? Am I getting closer or no? Maybe I have to shift a little bit this way in order to get to my destination. And celebration. Celebration is the last step. I believe on celebration. I believe on celebrating every week, every day, something. So that's part of my ritual at night. I really celebrate my day. I go over, do like a little, check, see how was my day? What are the things that I'm happy with and what are the things that I'm not? And, always being grateful and finish your day like that. Tell you,
Well,
you sleep great. There is no room for insomnia because it's not. And I have been living in a happy state for the last 3 years. Do I have a problem? Yeah, I have problems like everybody. I learned how to attach different meanings. So the problems of the events are the same, but my approach to it is totally different. So there is always a way you can either focus on the wrong or you can focus on the right. There is always wrong and right everywhere. There's always black and white, but it depends on what you focus is where you're gonna get. Yeah.
you also teach in your program about resilience and how
Yes.
do you keep that moving forward? Perseverance and resilience.
We all have that within us. I look at it like different personalities. I think everybody has all of these personalities within us. The thing is, we are within one personality most of the time. It's the same as our emotions. We all experiencing positive, empowering emotions and unempowering emotions. We all experience that. Which ones are the ones that you pick to stay most of the time? So if a person is telling me I'm depressed, but I always say, you're depressed, let's put some music and dance, but keep your depressed state. It's impossible. You cannot dance and be depressed at the same time. You cannot laugh and be depressed. So there are things you can do in order to overcome, but you have to do the work. That means if I feel a little bit unenergetic or in a negative state, I will think of one thing I'm grateful. I will probably put some music on. I would dance and sing a little. I mean, a lot of things can change your state. But I believe we have these personalities, which I learned. I mean, I attend a lot of seminars. I do have mentors that I follow, and one of my favorite mentors is Tony Robbins. I don't know if we can say this thing out loud, but one of the things I learned through him, we have these personalities within us. So we have the resilience. We all can be resilient. We all have resources. We all can persevere. You just have to use that personality when you need it. So it's the warrior. We all can be warriors. And again, I can say the example. If something has happened to the person you love the most, the warrior is going to come out because you need that. You need the strength. You need that resilience. You need that. That's your warrior within you, that you have it. But you have to know that you have it, so you use it when you need it. We also have the fairy. The fairy is all about magic and creativity. It's great to solve problems when you are with the fairy energy within you. So we have it and you can use it. It's very creative. It can come up with all kind of ideas how to resolve problem. What is the best thing to be creative, how to resolve a problem? You cannot always be a warrior resolving problems. There are problems that require a little bit of creativity. So, and then we have the lover. The lover is where we use the energy we should use, the place where we should go when we relate to our people in general, our kids, our friends, You are not going to go with the angry face of the warrior, with your resilience and your perseverance to go have a nice conversation with your best friend. You get your loving energy out and you use that personality at that moment. And then we have the queen. The queen is the sovereign, it's like the serious, wise person we have inside of us. They guide us with boring. I say boring because it's like so serious, but it's the wisdom. So we all need that, because you cannot always go to the war. You cannot always be loving. You cannot always be playful like the fairy is. Then you become this mature, wise person that make the right decisions, that actually is going to help you to get amazing personal growth, because that is where the big stuff is. So if you engage with all these four personalities and you integrate them, then you have like the perfect balance, and learn how to be in all these areas when you really need to be in each one of them, and use the right one for the right moments and challenges that life give you.
That's
So
an interesting analogy of all the characters. I like that. One of the things that I have learned over the years is it's a simple tool that talk about managing our mood. So if we could just manage our mood, raise our vibrations, even if it's a little, that also helps with some of those character issues that you talk.
right. Right. Mastering emotions is another fascinating subject
Yeah.
that anybody can do that. It's not that difficult. We're not stuck with sadness. We're not stuck with anger. You can feel it. You can definitely you get these emotions. It's great to recognize them, to know that they're there and you feel them. But now, what does that create? What creates that emotion? Maybe let's say, as an easy, I love to put examples because sometimes people ask me like, what is she talking about? All right, you go on the road. I mean, we all drive. New York City is crazy. Then you have this bad driver in front of you. The old me, it would get crazy because I'm always rushing. I always never have enough time. So a person like that will get me into such a state of craziness. Now, uh, today, when I get to that state, I'm asking myself, well, what does this means? I always ask that question. What do you think this means? Well, it could mean that maybe that person is saving me from a car accident, like is delaying me in some way, that I'm going to bump into this special person. I mean, I play the game. That's when the fairy comes into place.
I play that same game with like that road rage piece, and my reaction probably would have been different before, but now my reaction is also I think of they must be rushing home to something. They've got to get somewhere. So I try to allow them grace, and then that keeps me
Right,
my emotions in check, and it's a not,
right,
you know,
right.
and I
So you
don't.
can always do that. Your emotions, there are the emotions you experience is the result of your thoughts.
Yeah.
So if I want to be depressed, I have a list of things that I can think right now from my past, especially, that will get me to the depressed zone. If you add to that, I add my physiology. Like I get into this, like, instead of being straight out, I'm like, and you add physiology to it, like you hold your face or whatever, it will get you into that state. The thing is to see, I mean, there are some emotions that are unempowering, that are, I call them like, call for help, that it makes you question, why am I feeling this way? What is this emotion bringing into me? What do I have to change? What is my thinking about this? And it's okay to feel that way, but it's not okay to stay that way for more than 90 seconds. There is a 90-second rule where you should be able to change your emotion within 90 seconds. And then you move on, and it's how you can live happy 24/7, really.
You encourage clients to seek opportunities, right? So how can someone develop the mindset that we're talking about to recognize and act on opportunities? Are there any little tips that you can give someone that's listening on moving that needle a little bit, taking that first baby step once they figure out the goal that they want to work on?
I believe life is full of opportunities. You have to be open minded. You have to be open minded and go out to the world with zero expectation. It's kind of confusing, right? Because I don't look for opportunities. I'm open minded to receive. But in order to receive, you have to give. Nothing is going to happen in your life. I mean, living is given. If you are not a giver, you need to learn first how to be a giver. If you want opportunities, you need to learn how to be a giver.
Reciprocity.
So, what?
Reciprocity, you know.
Yes, yes. Because you will attract things to your life. The more you give, the more you're going to receive. There are opportunities for everybody out there all the time. So to me, that's one of the things that make me jump out of bed really fast, because I'm always curious to see what opportunities life is going to bring me today. You never know. I mean, the day has so many hours. You never know. Maybe you just have an amazing conversation with somebody that will change your life, or even you will change somebody's life with one little word or one little action that you take in. So be open mind, be ready to give if you want to receive. I don't believe in luck. I don't think that people are more fortunate than others. I know that life can seem tough for so many people. Like sometimes I question, why would this happen? Like all this craziness with the fires in California. I mean, uh, or when people get diseases, that it's very hard to handle that as I mean, am I more lucky than the other ones? I actually believe that we are capable to overcome life challenges. Whatever life put in front of you, you're capable to overcome. You just have to teach yourself how to be that person. Who do you have to become to overcome anything that is put in front of you? So yeah, and we are not a result of luck. We are the result of the actions that we have taken all the way up to now. I am the result of the actions that have been taken my entire life today. So, when somebody is calling and telling me, I don't understand why I feel this way, uh, nothing works out for me. And I do work a lot with relationships. And when I hear this, like, I'm not good for relationships. I mean, I can't find a man. I cannot, they go to these dating apps and they're like, well, if you stop focusing on that, if you stop chasing what you want in your life and you're really, really attracting what you want, how are you going to attract that? By becoming the person that you need to be in order to have that.
Yes.
So it's all about personal growth. Yeah.
Do you listen to Abraham Hicks at all? Do you know who that is? Law of attraction. One of the sayings they have is for people to say, everything's always working out for me. So that is something that runs through my head a lot. Everything's always working out for me. Even when bad
Yeah.
things happen, everything's always working out for me. Maybe something bad has happened, but in the reflection, it's a good thing that happened. So
Right. That is a great incantation, that is a great incantation. Incantations are a good technique when you are really ready to do a change in your life. I believe on incantations, and I think that is a incantation is not like the positive thing, like positive, like it's not like being positive for being positive. Nothing is going to happen, like they say, when you're looking at your garden, you say, I don't have any weeds in the garden, I don't have any weeds, but all of a sudden you're just being positive because the weeds are growing there if you don't pull them out. So incantation is a good way to be nice to yourself and to tell yourself things that are really true. Because you say that and you truly believe it, it's going to happen to you. So if you want to do a change, create an incantation that will help you do that change. And yeah, the one that you just say is beautiful. I practice with my granddaughters. I practice in front of the mirror, you know, teach them how it's okay to tell yourself you love yourself. And it's okay to tell yourself you're beautiful. Because for some reason, I guess we grow up thinking that that is not allowed. I mean,
Because everybody,
crazy.
society tells us different, and we get that into our head. And that's why it's important for our work that we do, that we help women and we help grandchildren. I'm at the stage where my grandchildren are two of them are, both my granddaughters are under the age of 3, and I need to start perpetuating that in their lives, and
Mhm.
have to go through all this work that we've had to go through.
Right.
That they
Right. And the thing is, if you feel good with yourself, most likely everybody around you is going to feel good with you and with themselves. Because the confusion is there when, I mean, you can see if you are with somebody that is not happy, that is complaining all the time, how long do you last next to this person? I personally choose the people that I spend time with. And I always like people that will elevate me, people that I can learn something from. And I expect for other people to expect the same from me. So if I'm ready to give there and you're ready to give and we all givers, there's so much abundance in this world, and teach the kids from early ages how to do this,
it's a
and
it is important work.
yes, it is, especially because they're exposed to social media where everything now is perfect, even pictures. I mean, I have taken pictures for my work. I mean, I do a lot of videos on social media, and I have a girl, my virtual assistant. She helps me, and she always asks me for pictures. And I'm like, you can actually upload an app where you can take one selfie, and the app would do all these pictures with different clothes, and I'm like, it's so crazy because I'm like, that would be not me. I mean, I can't do that. But it's true. I mean, younger people, they use all these filters and stuff to create somebody in the appearance. And I want to give them the tools to create that person from the inside,
And
and that is the mission, and we all beautiful. I mean, as a woman, I was a single mom. I lost my parents when I was very young, and I had to fight for myself because I had nobody, that will fight for me. Um, and I had many roles. I mean, the dream for me, it was to be a homemaker and have 5 kids. I wanted to be wait for my husband and cook. And my friends used to tell me, "You're crazy. That's what you want to do when you grow up." Yeah, that's what I want to do. I never got the chance to do that because I have to work from early age, and then I become a single mom, and I have to take care of my kid, and I have to be the mom, the dad, and you learn everything. And then I own this construction company. So it was all this masculine energy was with me all the time. The warrior was with me all the time. And and it's like you become this person, like, who is this? But, we go through that. We have kids, we take care homes, we are caretakers by nature because this is our feminine energy. And now we are out there in the world also uh, creating, doing our careers. Or so it's so much that we really do that it's very difficult not to get lost in that process, you know?
That was important a few minutes ago. You said that you were fighting, like you were fighting for yourself. And that is so true that we have to be our own best friend. We have to be the one that we depend on. And so that is a mission that I've been on, is learning how to love myself most.
Yes.
Then you do,
Yes.
it spreads out to the world. So I think that is very important that you said you're fighting for yourself, because who else is going to do it? We have to be our own best friend. So
Yeah. Nobody's going to come to save you. That's for sure. It's all on you.
yes. So I have a question for you. So if someone listening today is feeling stuck and inspired, is there one piece of advice that you would give them to start today to move forward?
Get a coach. No.
Which we
Well,
information into the show notes where you can get a hold of Rosanna.
my first advice, as a simple advice for somebody that is stuck and doesn't know what to do, and first thing you have to do, create some energy in your body. So physiology for me is always first. Uh, to get started. But I understand what you say. I mean, if you don't know what to do, I guess you really have to sit with yourself and find out what you want. If you don't know, then write a list of the things you don't want. It's much easier for whatever it is. We all know what we don't want. So funny. You ask us, what do you want? I don't know. What do you, I mean, even with the kids, what do you want to have for dinner? I don't know. What don't you want? Okay, I don't want this. I don't want that. So if you write a list of what you don't want, then you write the opposite and that will be what you want. That's a very simple,
I
simple
think that is the
process.
perfect start of the little step that you can take, is
Yeah.
knowing what you
But
don't
the
want.
wheel of life is great. I have a PDF that is very simple. I mean, who are you? Who are you today? And how are you doing? With your relationships, you write it down. With your physical body, you write it down. With your finances, you write it down. You get to see how many people has financial problems, and then they think the problem is something else. And they start having physical problems because of the financial problems and all the thinking. So one thing takes to another. So separate all those areas, figure out what you are, and be honest with yourself. This cannot be anymore, and that's it.
Yeah.
I created a group here local in Long Island where we get together. It's for women to get together, totally free. We get together and uh, let's talk, let's heal. So share experiences. What are your obstacles today? I mean, let's create a goal. What are the obstacles? And someone can say, oh, I went through that last month. Oh, tell me, how do you resolve it? And we share strategies, experiences with each other in order to give ideas of how to overcome certain things, because we don't know, but other people done it. So if other people done it and got there, you know how to master your emotions. I'm sure you share that with other people
Yeah. That
because
is
you
what
figured it out. But some people don't know that they can do that.
Right. That's why community is so important. So you
Hmm.
building that group together, that is really important for somebody to find a community, find a group of people that they can feel safe with and they can elevate each other. They can help each other rise.
Right, right. Yeah, I do that local here in person, and I also do workshops. I'm gonna come up with a workshop now at the end of March. I think they're planning to get started, where we are gonna work on that. How it's mostly focused on uh, how success um, dif create difficulties on relationships for women. That's a successful woman feels like the relationships are affected because of their success in their career. I mean, I have a lot of people that have contacted me about that problem, to become so successful, so career oriented that everything else. And that is something that I lived myself years ago. So I find a way to find a balance to have my success, but bring the success to the people, share it with them, with your family. Instead of, we all think leave work at work, and no, it's the opposite. Integrate, make them part of your success, share your success with them, grab ideas from them. How can we do this? Yeah, I don't have the time, but can we create this time? Let me see. I have to work with this. Can you help me with this? And it's so much different
So
than,
when you create this, so I'm gonna put your links on the website. So then people can find you through that link and eventually you'll have your course available, correct?
yes, yes. Is they're preparing it now, and it will be a link on my Instagram bio, uh, where you can get into the workshop. It's going to be for a limited amount of people, but I really want to help uh, women, because it's not fair that you're working so hard to succeed on this and then you're losing all the other part, when everything can go together and you can have a beautiful relationship with your family and also being so successful at work, and you don't have to separate that. So that's going to be my next workshop. I always do the 7-step path. That's my classic. Is something that I do that I think is super easy. And once you understand that, you can apply it for everything. Every goal that you have, you go through the 7-step path. I guarantee you success. I guarantee you success if you stick to those 7-step path. And it's fun. I mean, for everything, you can use it.
I
Yeah,
appreciate you bringing that. I appreciate you bringing this conversation um, to the masses, to the world. And I'm so glad that you have been on this podcast as a guest of mine. And I look forward to talking again about the
sure. I'd
topic.
love to do that.
Yeah, once you
Yes.
have your new course up, maybe we could have you back on. But I
Great. Thank you
appreciate
so much for the
everything.
opportunity.
You're so welcome. And any last words? Other
Well, yeah. Start with your 3 things. Here, I'll give you a homework. You probably already do it. Uh, the 3 things that I do this 3 things, 3 things, 3 things. The first things is daily, I make 3 promises to myself. So at night when I go to sleep, I say, okay, tomorrow I'm going to do these 3 promises to myself. I'm going to drink 8 glasses of water. Easy. You have to promise yourself something that you can accomplish. I promise I'm going to go for a walk around the corner or whatever. And I promise 3 promises to yourself. When you fulfill those 3, that it will help you create a high self-esteem, self-confidence. So that's good
that's
for,
great. That's
and then the other 3 things is 3 things that I'm grateful for, and the 3 things that I thank God that I'm blessed to have because of God. I mean, I believe in my God. So
Yeah,
I'm not very religious, but I do believe in my God. So 3 things that I'm blessed by
I love
God.
that. I love that.
Yeah.
That three of three that people can take away with them today.
Yes.
A better tomorrow.
Yes.
So I
Yes.
appreciate you being here, and we will talk again.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye.